There we go. There we go. That song is one of the songs on my album called on the Key of Life album called Black Coffee. We're gonna run that again until we get some more people up in here. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Subject is relationships.
Yeah. I just want to say
yeah.
All the ladies in London, step up.
A little bit early, so we ain't gonna start yet. I just wanted to test it out, make sure I came on. Everything worked right, so I came in a little bit early.
But it's gotta be right. You're flirting with me tonight. You sure you want it tonight? You say my coffee is right. So you want it tonight, girl. You say your curiosity, you're seeking interest in me. Sometimes that's how it can be. Oh yeah, oh. You say you want the afro, but then you'll have to let go. That's how deep it can be. Oh yeah. So tonight, I wanna get this thing right. Yeah. Girl, tonight, I wanna make you feel alright. You're so cool. I wanna warm you up tonight. It's that blend, I can make it right. Black coffee tonight, this hit don't stop. I'll keep you warm. Can I hit it tonight? Can I hit it tonight? You want me, baby, tonight?
What's up, you guys? Stone Paxton Music Life blog. Let's let a few more people get up in here before we officially get started. Let me see what's going on. Yeah. Damaged Kisses, what's up? What's happening? Let's let the music ride while we're talking.
Sometimes it's how it could be.
This song is called Black Coffee. It's on this album right here. Black Coffee. I love this song. I love performing this live with my band.
I want to get this thing right, girl, tonight. I want to make you feel alright. It's so cold. I want to warm you up.
Share the live, you guys. Share the live.
I can make it right.
Share the live. I know YouTube sometimes takes a minute before it. We're going to bring some people in on the panel today. This is going to be a fun discussion. What's up, Bridget? Dolores, what's happening? My usual suspects are in here early, and I appreciate it. CC, Cambodian Mystique's in here. That's right. Holly. What's up? Sabir Ahmed, what's happening? Damaged Kisses. Oh, you can hear me now, Damaged Kisses. Can you hear me now? Hola, Holly. Buenos dias. I don't know if it's morning where you're at, but Brother Timothy, let a few more people get up in here, you guys, before we get started. Y'all know how we do. The subject is relationships today. Hold on, where we at? Where are we? Hold on a second. Let's play our happy people. And we're going to let a few more people come in and we're going to get started.
Yeah, happy people. I can't believe this world around me. It's not the same. People are angry. I meditate to take my mind away. Pray for the world in hopes for a better day. We are made by design. The world is now darker than light. That's fact. We have one chance to make it alright.
Did you know that you could get
our future demise? They say happy people makes the world go round and round, round and round. Happy people turn around to smile. Happy people don't worry about a thing. Happy people take love and dominate. They say happy people makes the world go round and round, round and round. Happy people turn around to smile. Happy people don't worry about a thing. Nothing.
Let's get it up, you guys. Share the live before we get this started. Like I said, I know my times. I've been trying to be consistent with my times. And I'm doing it through StreamYard today. What's up, LaTanya? We're going to bring, thank you. That song, LaTanya, is on this album. Anybody that's a member can get this album for free. You just pay for shipping and handling. So if you, no, that song is not on this album. I take that back. The other one I play is on this album. If you need more information, just let us know before the live is over. We'll end up posting. Tessie in the house. What's up, Tessie? Hey, Tessie, I'm going to send you an invite to come on the panel. Let me see if I can. How do I send it? Let me copy it. And I'm going to send it to you here, Tessie. Okay. I think I just posted the invite just now. Here it is. Grab that, Tessie, and come on in. And I'm going to bring some other people in, too. What's up, Melody? I'm going to bring you in, Melody. If you'd like to come in, let me know. I'll send you the link as well. This is going to be a fun discussion on relationships today. It's going to be fun, man. I'm excited. I am excited.
Right now, I'd like to introduce to you Larry White on rhythm guitar.
Okay, let's go in. Let's get started, you guys. You know I love to play this song all day long.
Happy people, they say happy people makes the world go round and round. Happy people turn around. Put your hands in the air. Happy people, happy people.
So the title of this, of course, we're going to do, this is a weekly relationship podcast thingy we do. We talk about relationships and what we can, men and women can do to make our relationships better. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about women that are trying to find the right men and men that are trying to find the right women. Meech is actually going to come in today too. But those of you, let me see. Let me make sure Meech is available. Hold on. He's going to come in and talk. And I felt like I want to have an even balance of women and men today on the panel. Did you guys, Tessie, did you get that link? Okay, gotcha. Melody, if you'd like to come up, let me know. I need my men and women on the panel today, so I'm going to bring in a few different situations today. There we go. I'm going to add Tessie's coming up. Thank you, Tessie. Well, hello, Tessie.
Hello there, Stone. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We love
We made it.
We made it, Tessie. You hear what I'm saying? We have made it. Tessie Melody, let
Yes.
me know. Any of my men coming in if you want to come up, but we're going to get this started.
Great. I'm looking
Hold on.
forward to it. Thank you for the invite, Stone. Very
No,
much
Tessie, I am
appreciated.
happy. I'm happy to have you aboard, and I know Auntie Mickey will pop in sooner or later, and we're going to bring her in. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to see who else wants to come up. Any ladies that want to come up, Latanya, anybody, let me know. You guys are welcome to come up. CC, you as well. Like you as well, CC. So when you're ready, just let me know. Okay, we're gonna get started. I know we're only at 20 people, no big deal. More people will come in. We run it either way because this damn
Yep.
YouTube loves sending out their notifications. I don't know why. I get people saying, "Oh my God, replay." I'm like, shit. Y'all need to at
Um,
least check in. Y'all know I go on at the same time. It's like, damn,
right.
check
That
in,
has
folks.
definitely helped. Yes.
Yeah. Check in, folks. Forget YouTube. Check in. Y'all rocking with the
Right.
channel. Check in at the time I go in. Okay, so I started this relationship. I don't know if I call it a panel. I'll just say relationship topic. And it's going to be a weekly thing that we do. And so I call it the mechanism because if you look up the word mechanism, let me know when you're in me. And I will add you. Okay. I call it the mechanism. And the reason why I call it the mechanism, because there's only certain things that are going to allow a relationship to work. And mechanism being a part of that. Hold on. I'm sorry. Mechanism being a part of that, you know what I'm saying? It's, mechanism is a definition of mechanism here is a system of parts working together to achieve a specific function, right? Thus the reason I called it mechanism. Hold on, I'm hearing an echo. Why am I hearing an echo?
I don't hear it, Stone.
You know?
No.
Okay, maybe I'm tripping. That's the reason I don't know what's going on with me. Why I call it mechanism, you guys. A relationship is more than just respect. Dolores, welcome. Having a relationship, you guys, understand it's more than just me being a man and a woman being a woman. There is a mechanism part of it that goes into this that allows it to be able to work properly, right? Like a fine-tuned engine. Okay. So understand that there is no perfect woman, there's no perfect man. I think a lot of times in relationships, we forget that and we get caught up in the concept of thinking that I'm a man and I'm right about everything I say. And Tessie, you're a woman, and women will think they might be right about everything, right?
That's a
These
possibility.
Right. And this is what we deal with in relationships, right? Like we have our own concepts of what we feel like are right and wrong elements of a relationship. So if I said to you and you and I we're in a situation and I'm saying to you, and I said, you know what, Tessie, go to the store. I'm hungry. And you said, well, right now I don't feel like going to the store. Now, as a man, typically I'm going to look at that as a disruptive behavior. That's how men think. Like, oh, she being
Mhm,
disruptive. She don't want to
mhm.
listen to me. You ain't listening. I asked you to do something and you didn't do it. But sometimes, and this is my thoughts as a man, maybe we should necessarily look at that as disruptive. Sometimes there might be a time where she might be busy and I'm just asking from another room, not even asking, sweetheart, are you busy? Can you do me a favor? See, sometimes it's the little things within that mechanism that causes the bigger problems because we're not taking the right time to just look at that and go, oh, wait a minute. I didn't even ask her if she was busy before I asked her to do something. I didn't ask him if he was busy before I told him to go down the street and grab something. I've had women say to me, can you wash the clothes? And I say, I always wash the clothes. Can you do this? Well, I'm hand flight busy and I got one hand doing this, one hand and a leg doing that, right? Can you do? I said, well, you already asked me to do this, this, and that. Can you at least wait? The mechanisms, the things that turn things in relationships into the things that we call arguments and disagreements and misunderstandings, right? Damaged kisses, if you want to come up, let me know. I'll send you the link. I'll post the link here. Let me post it here. Share the link. Here we go. I'm sharing the link. If you'd like to come up, wait a minute. That's the wrong link. Hold on. Here you go. Damaged kisses. If you want to come up, come on up. We'd love to have you up. So here's a mechanism part of a relationship, Tessie, and I'm going to let you speak because I think the real reality to a relationship is going to be when, Tessie, I think you clicked twice because it looks like you asked to come up again. Did you disappear, Tessie? Hello? Something must have happened to Tessie.
Can you hear me?
Okay, you're back now. Wow.
Okay. I
Did
don't
you hit
know.
it
I got
twice?
bumped out.
Oh, you got bumped out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Maybe my
weird.
signal faded or something.
Oh, yeah, that was really strange.
That was weird. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. Man, that was strange. Okay, hold on. I don't know. That was weird. But okay, sorry. So this is my concept of relationships. We're all seeking the right relationship. There is no such thing as right relationship. I think that's the first thing we have to understand. Sweet Rain, how you doing? Sweet Rain Issues. I feel as a man that there is no perfect relationship. There just is. And I learned that from Buddhism. Like in Buddhism, we're taught that there is no good, there is no bad. And I think I've said this on one of my lives before. There just is. And when you understand the concept of it just being there just being, then you understand that there is no judgment, which then also brings a better understanding to be able to have a conversation. So as a woman, a man will never be able to understand a woman unless, and that's why I said men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Anybody that read that book will understand what I'm saying. There is no perfect dynamic to a relationship besides the mechanism that allows you to work when it comes to understanding each other. I learn what you don't like, you learn what I don't like, and somewhere in the middle, I believe we're able to have something that makes sense, at least a conversation that leads to a positive. And what's your thoughts on that, Tessie? Because I know you have, when we have experience like we do, we got a book in us.
Yes. Yes. And Stone, I think the most important thing is, when we're in the heat of the moment and when we're in communication with others, we have to breathe. And we have to say, wait a minute, who am I talking to? And just kind of recenter and say, oh, but I'm talking to Stone. I know how he flows. And not always take the verbal communication just at that. There's always a context to it and there's a texture to it. So I think we have to get to know who we are in a relationship with and try to, meet them more than halfway, at least even in the beginning, because you're trying to get to know another adult, especially at our stage. We're all over 50, and we need time. These people have lived a life, and now we're trying to mesh with each other. That takes time, that takes patience, that takes compassion. And if we overlook the individual cues that belong to that particular person, it's like two ships crossing in the night.
Absolutely. That is 100% fact. And I think too, once we get into understanding that there is no perfect relationship, I used to always think, Tessie, that there was a such thing as a perfect relationship. What I've
Yes.
learned through the years, there isn't. And those that are searching for a perfect relationship, you are in complete trouble because you're never going to find it. That is the real beauty. It's called free will. It's what God gave all of
Yes.
us, not to be perfect so that we can continue to learn how to be righteous. Free will allows for it not to be perfection. Think about that. If God
Absolutely.
wanted perfection, he would have said, I'm going to make everybody perfect, and that's just it. Even Adam and Eve eating off the apple tree, I'm still going to make everybody perfect, and we wouldn't have any argument if a man or woman, what I say is right and what you say is right. We just have to learn how to create within the mechanism. It says the U.S. Census says there's 41% of first marriages end in divorce. While divorce rates have generally declined in the recent decades, they still remain a significant about half of all marriages in the U.S. will end in divorce or separation. Here's my thoughts. Why get married if you know you're going to get divorced? Why get married if you know that within that mechanism, obviously there was already something that was there that you knew, even when you got married, that was a glitch that you felt that might bother you that could have caused that future divorce. That was already there. Before you got married, it was there. I tell people this is why they call it now. They have this new thing where if you've been together for 6 months and you've lived together, it's considered common law marriage, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, if you're already married and you live together, you are married. What's up, Styles? Laverne, Brian, thank you for clocking in. Brother Timothy, everybody that's here, thank you. That's common law marriage right now, right? So why put pressure on something that is already there? If you're married, you're married. Whether it's a relationship or whether it's a marriage. But if you're getting married, and we know the percentage rate in America is at 41% for divorces, it means we should go into the marriage knowing that there's a chance that there's a possible chance that we could get a divorce if there's some things that we didn't already like in the dating relationship. Because I can tell you, in dating people, for the times that I've dated, I can tell you what I knew that could cause a relationship to go wrong in the future. I already knew. So imagine me marrying that person when I already know the little things in a relationship I don't like, but I'm the kind of guy I like to talk about the things that can make things worse for us. So I will sit a woman down and say, can we have a conversation? That, I don't want this to cause us problems in the future. But most people, Tessie, they don't do that. They wait until
Correct.
it's too late, and then they want to face the problem, and now it's too late. The problem is now a serious problem.
Absolutely, Stone. Absolutely. And they wait for things to build up to such a crescendo that it's overwhelming and there's so much hurt. Whereas if again, if people are, I like your word, the mechanism, if they're aware of the mechanism and they're aware of what makes a relationship tick, and 41%, that's huge.
That's
And
a
you
huge
have to,
percentage.
that's huge. That's almost half. That's almost half. And I think complementary to that is whether it's from a marriage, a friendship, a relationship, you can't go into a new situation and have all that baggage hanging over you. It's like, leave your bag at the door. Okay, we're cognizant. This happened in the past. It hurt you. You didn't like it. Okay, that's great. We recognize that. But don't bring that automatically and put that upon a new relationship.
There
Give the
we
new
go.
relationship a chance. And again,
Absolutely.
get to know the person and
Get to
what their
listen.
isms or asms are.
Listen, I'm glad you listen. I am so glad you said. Let me read some of the comments, and then I'm going to comment on what you said, because what you said was something that we never do. And we're gonna go
Right.
back and I'm gonna respond to that. Cheryl said, marriages are legal contracts with the state. And if it ends without a perpetual agreement, the state may require you to forfeit half of your assets, whether you like it or not. I've been caught up in that. I've been through 2 divorces. So everything you're saying is 100% correct. I didn't even want to be divorced, but it happened. So I had to deal with it. And I had to deal with that, Cheryl. So you're 100% correct. You're welcome, Latanya. Let me see. CC said, marriage is really a piece of paper dividing assets and determination where you gov.com legally take your dollars. Yeah, CC. Listen, I learned. Yeah, 41%, CC. Somebody else made a statement too. Dolores said, this is why it's best to be friends. Cheryl also said you can commission a bespoke suit stitched to your exact specifications, but not such tailor exists for the complexities of the heart. Yeah, I wish we didn't even have to do any of that, to be honest. I wish we could just love and not have to think about the ending process of what we're going to get or the beginning process of a prenuptial. Am I in agreement of some sort of agreement in the beginning of a relationship? For somebody that has assets, absolutely. You know, in both of my divorces, they were trying to figure out what they were going to get from me in the future. You know, and the attorney told him, well, you know, if you put out this album and this does that, you know, you're not going to get none of that money. And I'd be like, oh my God, why is he pushing them to do this? You know, and so now I've learned, and I'm still learning as a man, but I know I've learned some techniques that are quality techniques. Dolores said, and I don't recognize common law. They don't recognize, you said, and I don't recognize common law anymore, Stone. I don't know about Vegas, but I know here Vegas has it, common law. Now, Tessie said something that's really deep, okay, and I like it. She said, get to know people. Now, I'm going to tell you why this is important. Let's give you the percentages. Even let's go. We're going to get out of marriages. Let's go into relationships, right? Just a normal relationship. This is going to blow your mind. Okay. This blew my mind. Most relationships end within 3 to 6 months. That's the little honeymoon period. And y'all know why? Tessie, here's the crazy part. Like, I laugh at it, right? Because I think about like my little friendships I've had through the years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm funny. Like, I don't like going out much. I don't smoke weed. I don't I just don't do things that most men normally would do, and you like just in general. So I'm
Right.
kind of considered a square a little bit when it comes to a relationship. I like going to the mountains. I love painting. I love a great movie. I like walking. I like the chivalry things, right? But
Yes. Yes.
most men, you know, and most women, they want to go to clubs. Of course, everybody loves a movie. You know, people want to go out to eat all the time. They want to go shopping. Those are the things that I don't like to do. If I do that for a woman, it's because I want to treat her and show her the things that she's never had.
Mm-hmm.
So typically the first 3 to 6 months is men and women proving themselves, especially men. They trying to buy every goddamn thing there is. Never once, never once took the chance at trying to figure out what the woman really wants spiritually. But physically, they're giving that woman everything she wants. And who's not going to say no? Tell me that. Who's not going to say no? Sarge in charge said communications is the key. Sweet rain issues. Absolutely. But most people, the communications is hanging out, kicking it, going shopping in the first 3 to 6 months. So you miss the real things that should be happening in the first 3 months because people are worried about the materialistic things and they're really not getting to learn each other. They give you a shallow concept, not even a shallow. They give you a outside core of what they think, well, even what they think they want. They'll say the simple stuff. Well, you know, I like eating. You know, I like, you know, watching TV, favorite movie, Netflix and chill. And yeah, you know, I'm just an easygoing person. That's the first 3 to 6 months. And he'll say, yeah, you know, I'm cool. You know, I like, you know, I just like chilling out with my girl, you know, watching some movies, maybe, you know what I'm saying, go eat. Everybody says the same shit, Tessie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
think about it. If we could put a megaphone and attach it to every relationship in the world, we would literally hear them chanting the same shit in synchronization. It's all the same rhetoric bullshit. It's really like a pitch line. It's a pitch line.
It's the ticket right there. That's the ticket.
You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
pitch line. It's a
It's
pitch line.
yeah,
And
it's a
their
pitch line.
words don't match up with their actions, Stone, or lack thereof.
Absolutely. And it's not, it really bothers me. Chef Banner, gonna try to bring you in with this link. Let me see. If it kicks you out, and if you get kicked out, Tessie, then I don't know. That means that I've just done something wrong in StreamYard. Chef
No
Banner, try to
worries.
click this link and see if you can come in. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to bring you in after Tessie speaks. Okay. After she's done, I'll bring you in one by one if it doesn't work. But Tessie, continue. I'm sorry. My apologies. Click
No,
that
no,
link,
no,
Chef
no
Banner, and see if it
worries.
works.
No worries. I'm looking for Chef Vanna. No, she hasn't come in
It's
yet.
It's a pitch line. Yeah, click the link, Chef Banner,
Yeah,
and it'll bring you in.
it's a pitch line, and there's no matching the words to the actions or the lack of action.
Right.
And I, I don't know. People are sometimes, I don't know whether it's they're afraid or they don't know or what the issue is, but they don't. That to me is a case where you force the issue. If I'm getting to know someone, even in a friendship, much even more so for a relationship, but even in a friendship, even in a working relationship, if I don't see them demonstrating to me who they really are, I'm going to start to try to pull them out a little bit because I want to know who they are. I don't want the sales pitch. I don't want, listen, I love a gift. I appreciate it. I'm a girl that really does appreciate being treated. Okay. And I reciprocate in kind. However, that's not the meat of the matter. The meat of the matter is, how do we talk to each other? How do we spend time together? How does the silence go between us? Is it dead air, or is there still a flow of spirit and vibration between us, even when there is no talk, even when there's distance between us? Solid things, meaningful things, those to me are relationship markers. Not all the flash in the pan stuff. Flowers are nice, gifts are nice. I'm a total jewelry girl, so uh, but that does not a relationship make.
Absolutely. You know, and this is what we got to get out of. We talk about having long lasting relationships. I think the fundamentals of that go back to our ancestors. If we think
Yes.
about what they had to go through, they didn't have all the finer things. And well, let's just really strip away the finer things that we have to offer in relationships now, right? They didn't have
Hmm.
that. They had their word. They all they had was the parks. All they had was the sun. All they had was the moon, the stars.
Yep.
Welcome, Chef Vanna. All they had was the moon, the stars. Auntie Mickey, you want to come up? We bringing hit that link, Auntie Mickey, and come on in. All they had was the basic things to keep a relationship going. I think that we have gotten out of the basic things that our ancestors have given that made our great grandmothers and our mothers their relationships last 30 and plus. Modern day
Yes.
now, it's what you have, it's what you're going to bring to the table. And nobody ever says, no, no, no. I just want to be in a great relationship. Welcome, Auntie Mickey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. Nobody ever says, I just want to be in a great relationship. I don't want all the extra. Nobody says it. And I'm tired of seeing men and women beat up on each other. I never hear nobody saying, you know what, sweetheart? And this is why I call it the mechanism. And once again, for those of you that are watching, we're going to break down what mechanism means so you understand why this word is important to a relationship. Let's break it down. And then I'll go right back into what I'm saying. Mechanism, a system of parts working together to achieve a specific function or result. Are we not trying to receive to create a specific function or result? This is why if we focus on the mechanism instead of me saying, well, I didn't like she didn't listen to me. And it's easy for us men to say that. It's easy for women to say that. But why is it that we never seem to figure out how can we work on that mechanism to make it work? Relationships should turn into marriages, we hope. Marriages should turn into
Yes.
something that's everlasting, we hope. But if everybody's blaming people for things and nobody is taking the simple time in the first 3 to 6 months, let's say 3 to 9, because that's really the real honeymoon period. If nobody learns that those are the most important periods of that relationship, and transparency is going to be the biggest key, like be honest about what you don't like. Say, be honest about all of it in the beginning. I don't like when a person say this to me. I don't like it. Let it all out in the beginning because I trust a woman that can say how she feels from the beginning. Because then, if she gets mad and upset, I know that's really, honestly, probably not who she is. If I see that in the beginning, I know she's not hiding it. And I say, well, you know what? That's the real her, and she's not hiding who she really is. But if I see a perfect person that's too perfect, I don't see him get upset. That shit's a lie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man or woman. If they don't show who they really are in the beginning, better be fucking worried that they're going to show their asses in the end. Your thoughts, Auntie Mickey?
Well, I agree with you. First of all, we have to be transparent on ourselves, but we have to be unafraid of what that other person is going to feel if we do become transparent. Because too many times we feel like I might say the wrong thing and this person may not love me, may not like me. I don't want to make that person mad, but then get into an argument and that's when all that stuff comes out. You need to make that stuff known from the giddy up, straight up.
See,
And don't
and
worry about whether or not they're going to be upset with you, because they would most likely respect you more if you're honest and upfront with them than wait until things get funky and decide, okay, now I'm going to let my true feelings out. Don't be scared.
exactly.
Don't be scared.
Come on, Auntie Mickey just spit some game. Tessie just spit some game. Chef Banner, in your experience, and everybody on here has a lot of experience in relationships and marriages. In your experience, what's your thoughts when it comes to the mechanism for a relationship lasting? And from your experience, the things that you've been through, we all have enough history to speak on that. My thoughts earlier, if you missed it, I said I'm tired of men and women blaming each other for that side of whatever they think is wrong because they're a man, and the woman thinking I'm a woman, I'm right. And thus is the problem, because we go talk to our friends and they're going to agree with us and say, no, you right, women shouldn't be. And then women are going to go with their friends like, you right, men always. How can we really come to an understanding? It's conversations like this where we share our experiences and then we come up with a conclusion, what we think best. We all will walk away with our thoughts of things that we've learned today. But what's your thoughts, Chef Vanna, and your experience of how you think long-term relationships can work and last?
On my thoughts, and I've been there and done that a couple of times. And hold on, let me go to the room because I never find peace in my home. So I got grandkids and moms constantly coming to the kitchen trying to get food and drink, and I just got off my cooking show. I just went off on somebody who's trying to be funny and it was not funny. So hold on, let me give my thought on that. Let me sit down and relax. I'm about to. uh, this one person trying to be funny on my cooking show. So
It's all good. They do it. They do it on every channel on YouTube.
Mhm.
So okay, my thought on that is that yeah, I've been through hell and back, right? My room's a little messy, I'm sorry. I've been there and done that. So what I did in my personal level is that, I'm a kind, loving woman. I'm a nurture woman, and I give men plenty of do and don't, right? And then I'm not the kind of person to go investigate who you're talking behind my back or who you text on behind my back. I give men the full force of freedom to be a man. All I want in return is that you return home to me and to love, to be kind. And I compromise. I compromise with the man that the father of my kids. I compromise the best way I know how, and allow the man to grow and do his need. But when a man does not change, is where I change. Okay. They said that do not change. If you cannot change the man, change the man. Meaning that if he's not good no more, then you know what? Make room for someone else.
Hello.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hey, I spent 10 years on the first father of my kid and 13 years to the
Welcome, damaged
second
kids.
father of my kid. So been married twice. And the same thing happened. Take my niceness as my weakness. So then I walk away. I give them that time of my life to make good. But once the man no longer sees value to make good and go make good someone else, somewhere else, then I have to fix what I have in here, that pieces that I need to move on to make my next relationship greater is to have that do not make the same mistake patterns. You can love the man, give the man all the attention in life, all the loving, the nurtures, the respect, the compromise, and all that, and be virtuous, and be loving, caring. But when a man ceases to recognize that values, then you need to pack and leave. If he doesn't go, then you go. Because I consider that I've been there and done that. I raised my kid. I'm way better than where I was before, smarter, but yet I still have the caring heart. but do not mistake in that for weakness, because that person may not be weak as you feel or you think or believe to be. When you play with her emotion, when you play with her heart, when you play with her feelings, then where the mechanism, defense mechanism come up, and I walk away. I choose to walk away. Even in some conversation, if the conversation led to like a big argument, I would like I would I would leave for a moment to reflect and retrace what the argument is not about. I don't go like a dog and cat fight. I'm not like that. I choose to distance for that moment, to give both parties to feel it and to reflect on what we were arguing about.
Somebody's got air running, wind, something's going on. I don't know who that is. I hear a whole bunch of wind, like a fan in the background or something.
It's hot, so people trying to stay
No,
comfortable.
no, I'm just trying to figure out who it is because it's gonna affect the live. So we got to figure out who's making all the sounds, where that's coming from.
So if that's what you ask for, my mechanism, that is my mechanism. Is
So
that
so so well, the mechanism is how a mechanism like the operating of something, like an engine. Like, what are the mechanisms that cause an engine to work? So Vanna's thoughts are, Chef Vanna is, if love your man, give him free space, but if he's not working, dump him and create another and find somebody else new. I don't think, me as a man, I'll give you advice as a man to a woman, that doesn't work. And I say that because damaged kisses, come back up again. Maybe that was the wind from your car. If you can come back up again and mute it, and then I'm gonna let you talk. And then yes, I think that air was coming through the driving or something, or wherever it's coming from. But as a man, so you leave one man, go to another man.
no. It would not just leave a man to
No,
another
I'm
man
going off. No,
to
listen, I'm
escape
going off of
the
what you,
abuse.
hold on. Let me answer you. Let me answer you.
But I haven't finished what I'm trying to say. That I
No, you
didn't just
already said
hop
it
and
though. I'm
jump.
already in the response mode. Give me a second to respond, and then you can respond again. I'm going off of what you said. That's it. So if you leave a man and you haven't worked out the mechanism, like you got to at least try to work out the mechanism before you leave the man or woman. Because what's the point of leaving when you're going to end up in that, possibly end up in it in the same situation again? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You've been there and done that. But if you have not worked out the mechanism of understanding, I can see if you said, I tried to work it out with him and tell him what I didn't like, then I left. Because then I know you'll go into the next relationship and let that man know from the start, this is the shit I'm not going to take. This is what I expect from you, blah, blah, blah. The mechanisms are laid out that will allow the relationship to work, or the men to keep moving. That's all I'm saying in response to what you said.
Right. So I'm trying to add on to what I was already saying, that I did not just pack and move because a man can't change a bad habit. It was more of the physical, it was emotional, it was financial
Right.
abuse. Okay.
Got
When all is that, when I can tolerate a man a little cantankerous, a little agitation, a little
you.
moody. I can take all that. But when the abuse coming in with the knocking and the punching, the pulling
Yeah.
hair and make
Well,
rules,
nobody deserves that.
no,
Nobody.
that's what I'm talking about. That's where I
Yeah.
came from. That's
Well,
why.
it's okay when you get on here. It's okay to speak your
No,
truth about.
I'm not gonna hide, because
No,
this is
no,
where
no.
I came from.
What I'm saying to you is we're doing this relationship portion every week because I want women and men to get on and express the truth. The problem in relationships is when people lie about how they really feel and what they've been through. No, I want people to get on here and tell the truth. If you've been beat up in a relationship, if you've been abused in a relationship, get on here and tell the truth.
It's the truth. That's the whole truth, and that's why I'm Asian descent. We love family. We love
Sergeant
that.
Charge, we got it, family. We know what's happening. Thank you, though. We trust me. I didn't just get on here and create a show not knowing what's going on. Go ahead, Chef Banner.
So no one born to have like a multiple man in their life. They want that true lover from the day that you kneel on the altar until one of us depart. That
Right.
was my goal, but then it didn't work out that way. I tried to stick to that principle, but the man didn't make it for me. So why am I wasting my life with someone who does not love the relationship?
Were you on the beginning of the when we went live at first, Chef Banner?
Hmm.
You were at the start? Because
No, 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 no. I
okay,
wasn't. I
so I
was on a
said
different
something at
show.
the start. And my start, I said, There's not a perfect relationship at all. There's not a perfect relationship for a man. There's not a perfect relationship for a woman. The problem
Right.
is, I think, my opinion only, is we get into these relationships off of looks, off of financially what we think a person has, and off of how good a woman looks. So we're going into it with vain concepts right out the gate. And once a man gets used to a good-looking woman, she doesn't look the same to him anymore. I'm telling you, as a man, they start off. That's not the same woman he met before because he's not necessarily looking at the beauty. It attracted him. He got it. It's his. He's looking other places now. These are the real truths that men don't tell women, and that women need to hear. And then women need to be honest about when they look at a man, what is it they're really looking for? Is it really love, or is it sex, or is it money? Here's the problem: the mechanisms that are causing men and women not to be able to complete their life cycle together. Ty Do said, blessed evening, everyone. Thank you, Ty. Ty, do you want to come up? Let us know. Hit the link. It's down there. You can come up. We do need some men in the comment section. Sarge in charge. If you want to come up as well, hit that link. You can come up as well. We want men and women talking. Um, Dolores said, hey, you guys, I'm going to leave this one not for so glad I'm single. Leave this one not for so glad I'm single. Okay, Dolores, whatever floats your boat. No worries. It's still education in this. You can learn something, Dolores, single or not. Lady of Elegance said, after I was hurt twice in two different relationships, I decided not to get involved with no one. I just raised my children and lived my life to the fullest and how God wants me to. God wants us to have a companion, Lady of Elegance. I appreciate that. But God wants us to have a companion, so don't give up. Cheryl said, too many women unknowingly slip into roles of cook, housekeeper, and nurse duties, not dynamics. That's not a relationship. That's unpaid labor dressed as love. What do you guys think about that, ladies? What Cheryl just said. She said that's unpaid labor dressed as love. What's you guys' thoughts on that, ladies?
Well, I can only speak for myself because I'm old school, and me and my husband have been together for 48 years.
Wow,
Now, we wasn't married
Wow.
that whole time.
that's beautiful.
We wasn't married that whole time, but uh, the way that we came into this, we were 15 years old when we met. And that's when we got together. So we basically raised each other. But a lot of these things that we're talking about today, became an issue as we got older and as we, began to have kids and living together and whatnot. But today's society is not the same as it was back in that time. But if we just stick to just the basics for one thing, understand your role in a relationship. And a lot of women don't believe that this is the case today. But the man is the head. The man is the head. We may not like it, we may not enjoy it, but it's the fact. And if you keep things in order and understand your role, things will work out a lot better. Now, I'm not saying that my marriage was all that beautiful. It wasn't perfect. We had our ups, we had our downs. That man cheated on me. I ain't gonna lie. He was a hoe. Okay, let's tell the truth.
Wow.
Manhood.
Okay, but I had to understand my worth. I had to take a look at myself and understand, okay, what is it that I am contributing to this fact? Because again, he was not honest with me in terms of how a man works or how a man thinks. But one thing is for sure, a man don't miss his water until the well run dry. And if your well is correct and he ain't acting right, just move aside for a minute and let him figure it out. He'll definitely come back to you. If you love him, you'll take him back. But the bottom line is, females, please, please, don't get mad at me, but please understand your role in a marriage. I'm not talking about a relationship prior to marriage, but in a marriage, understand your role. You are his helpmeet. And sometimes we got to help more than what he can do for himself or do for the relationship, but that's our job. We have to step in and be that strength that he don't have. And he's to be our protector. He has to also understand his role. As long as the roles are understood, things will go a lot much smoother. That I do believe.
That is deep. Tessie, you still here?
I'm still here.
Tessie, what are your
I'm
thoughts?
taking it all in.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not trying to jock what Auntie Mickey said, but what y'all don't know, what she just said is what a lot of men talk about. I'm telling you, this is what men talk about. Exactly what she said is what men talk about. They say exactly what Auntie Mickey said,
Mm-hmm.
and not on a chauvinistic way either. Please understand, ladies, this is not about men being chauvinistic. This is truly about learning the position. If we got two men in the house, where's the need for a woman? If we got two
Right.
women in the house, where's the need for a man? It's like positioning is important. Once again, the mechanism that is part of the mechanism. Auntie Mickey figured out, she cracked the Da Vinci Code for herself. She figured out what works as a woman. Now, some people would say, nah, she done figured out what works for herself. No, she's a woman. She has figured out what has worked. Damaged Kisses just said, you ain't even lying. Tessie, what's your thoughts on that? Tessie, you there? Hello? Oh, something must have happened to Tessie.
Something happened to her mic or something.
Tessie, if you're there, chime in whenever you can. Um, yeah, that's deep, Auntie Mickey. This is the conversation that men have amongst each other. The same thing you said, a conversation that men we have amongst each other. We talk about this same exact thing. We feel like women these days have taken the role of the man, and
Of
a
the
lot of
man.
men are uncomfortable with having a conversation that could turn into an argument because they feel like they're arguing with their homie instead of with their woman or their wife.
Mhm.
Dolores said, but why would a woman want to stay with any man who cheats? Well, here's the thing. I hate to even say this, Dolores, and I'll let Auntie Mickey answer that as well. Shazme, welcome, Shazme. It's not about staying with a man that cheats. It's about understanding that there is no perfect relationship. I don't even think it's about cheating. It's more so understanding that there is no perfect relationship, because surely there's no perfect woman and there is no perfect man. Once again, that's why I mentioned the mechanism. What are the things that are going to cause a relationship to work is understanding those mechanisms that do cause a cheating, those mechanisms that do cause a woman or man to say crazy stuff to each other. You see what I'm saying? So I'll let Auntie Mickey answer that statement that you made, that you
I'd be happy
commented
to.
on. Go ahead,
First
Auntie
of
Mickey.
all, no woman wants to stay with a man who cheats. No woman wants that for herself. However, there is a way to deal with that man. And like I said, you got to step away. At some point in time, you got to step away because you have to look out for yourself. But if you love that man, you just step away and let him figure it out. Now, if you take too long to figure it out, that's on him. But if you really love that man and if he really loves you, he will come back and he will repent to you. Okay. And this is just the cut and dry version. Nobody wants to stay with a man who cheats on them, just like a man doesn't want to stay with a woman who cheats on him. This goes
Absolutely.
both ways. See, women ain't the only ones getting cheated on. However, when you got a situation where a man is not happy at home, you have to sometimes look within yourself to see what you may be doing to cause that. There may be something that you're not doing correctly. It's not always the man's fault. It's not always the woman's fault, but that's why you need to be upfront in the beginning. This is what I don't like. This is what I don't deal with. And another thing, women, married women, keep your single girlfriends out of your business.
Bingo.
Keep them single women out of your business. I don't care how long you've known them. I don't care how cool they may be with you. I don't allow any single woman in my house with when my husband's here and I'm not here, don't come to my house unless I'm here. It's not that I don't trust him. No, I don't trust her because there's some stanky women out there
Yeah.
that want to take what you got. They'll smile in your face and want what you have.
Preach it, Auntie Mickey.
Understand that.
Come on, Auntie Mickey. Preach it. Preach it. Come on.
So
She's saying truth.
this is the truth. This is just the truth, and let the truth shall set you free.
Brother William, I would like for you to come up. I'm going to send the link in the comment section. We need a man on panel besides myself. Come up. I'm just crossed my camera, you guys. It's weird. Something just went across my camera. That was crazy. And I could see it too. Brother William, come up. Please, sir, if you don't mind. We'd love to have you up. Brother Ty said, I've never cheated on my girlfriend or my wife. That's beautiful, Brother Ty. Dolores said, I'm 60, but love don't have anything to do with it. There you go. You figured it something out, Sister Dolores. Dolores said, my man don't respect me enough to honor his vows. I don't know what else to say. You're married, Sister Dolores. Yeah, there's some. And now here's the key. There's some mechanism situation that's happening there. The question is, you got to figure out what it is within that mechanism that's not working out, Sister Dolores. Sometimes we can miss what's happening. We think we see it and we don't. I thought I saw with my ex-wife. I didn't. I thought I knew. I didn't. I totally missed it. And I didn't learn until it was too late. LaTanya said, I'm not in a relationship right now. I'm okay. Okay, LaTanya. Well, we're always here for you. That's what this conversation is about. Really about how to, if you're not in a relationship, this is a great learning lesson for all of us to share knowledge of what we can do when we're going into that relationship so we don't make the same mistakes. A Lady of Elegance said, my mother said the same thing. I think she was responding to you, Auntie Mickey. And somebody else, Holly said, absolutely agree, 100%, Auntie Mickey.
Can I say something to Dolores?
Please.
Dolores said, no, I said that man don't respect you enough to honor his vows to you. Let me make one thing clear about that.
Oh, she's talking to you. My apologies.
Right. When I was speaking about my husband cheating, okay, just let's make that clear. We went together 10 years before we got together in terms of a marriage. So we did everything backwards. We had our kids first, lived together first, but it took for us to go through a whole bunch of stuff that I'll go over some other time. But we went through hell and high water as a young family without marriage. Okay. And that's when he did his cheating. He has not cheated on me since we've been married. And we've been married literally over 30 some odd years, 37, 38 years. And he has not cheated on me, to my knowledge, since then. However, in that first 10-year period, we were still kids. We were still learning how to be grown-ups. We're raising each other, and now we're raising a couple of boys. So in those instances, yes, you do have to kind of, you're navigating the waters to see just who you are. And that's what he was doing, seeing what he was. He was a fine man, had a twin brother. They walked around Seattle just as cold as they want to be. They could have anybody they wanted. And I got that thing. But I had to understand, you got him, you could lose him. So again, you have to condition yourself to be the best woman you can be. And if it doesn't match with that man that you have, hey, move on. Both of you split amicably and move on. But just understand, before you cross that road into marriage, know exactly what you want in a marriage. And make your expectations known before you say I do. Because once you say I do, that's it. You're basically promising God that this is the man I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And you don't want to break your promises to God. That's how I feel about that.
And with what Auntie Mickey said, William Johnson said, if the man is not the head of the house, is out of the house. If the man is not the head, the house is out of order.
Out of order.
That's the Bible. That said, only if the man knows and is doing his own role too.
Absolutely.
You hear that? Brother William Johnson said that, ladies and gentlemen in the house here. Latanya said, I would love to be married. I think that love and marriage is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, especially if two people are in it to win it. Absolutely. In it to win it is once again that mechanism of talking about what you need to know about each other in truth. William Johnson said, I love to Bro Stone, but I'm at work, LAPD. Oh man, that's my boy. Okay, chill. I'm sorry, brother. Okay, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Listen, I got the police up in here watching y'all. Y'all better act right. And my boy right up in here. My brother
Arrested.
William
Go
say,
arrest
I
them.
will be sure to join on my off day. Okay, I'm loving these conversations. We brother Chill, we love to have you in here anytime. I appreciate you. Sweet Rain said, this is helping me. Sweet Rain Issues. We love that you are here and you appreciate what we're talking about. Thank you so much. It's ladies like yourself that come in here that really listen to it and that appreciate it. And that's what we're here for. She said, this is helping me. I have had it happen to me twice where men have ignored me, all because I saw a power couple within our dynamic. What's wrong with investing in your man's careers? Go ahead and lay it out to him. Chef Anna, what do you think about what she just said, Chef Anna? I'll read it to you again.
Well,
She
I want to
said,
I want to piggyback right on Auntie Mickey. She makes
okay,
such an excellent points on 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 your personal story. Thank you for sharing. Mine was ugly as well. Um, for me, I believe is that for Auntie, she rushed into the relationship when she was young. Was like the puppy love. Was like infatuations. That's like it was that quick romance. You didn't get chance to study each other. What I learned about my current situation, my current relationship now is that that don't rush into marriage like you said. Get to know the person well. Maybe don't jump into the bedroom neither. Once you jump in the bedroom, he will not put the ring on your finger. Wait, where's my ring? I took it off in the cooking. When I cooked it early today, I took it off because
You can borrow mine.
find a ring. So don't because he will not put the ring on your finger unless he really loves you and he will put the ring on your finger. Other than that, he would just like, I already got the best of her. Just like the Cambodian would say that don't eat the yolk before you eat the white eggs. Okay. Because to get to the yolk, you have to eat the white eggs, unless you cut it open and you eat the yolk. So what I'm trying to say is that to get to know the person well before you jump into the altar, say I do, you do, and change rings and change your wedding vows. Get to know the person first. Maybe 6 months, 9 months, 2 years, 3 years, however long of the years. Just like Auntie was saying, it take a long time to start with a romance relationship that led to the marriage, and that marriage lasts a long time because she had built that basic ground stone foundation based on the belief, based on the love, the care, the forgiving. So the forgiving is a key word here in a relationship. I forgive men too. I forgive people who hurt me most. I forgive people who punch me most. I forgive people who constantly, coquetting behavior, wherever he can turn, see a woman, he'll be, want a number. I forgive them, those two. I forgive those who hurt me. I forgive those who have come across my line, those who didn't honor their vows. And yes, take time. Don't be controlled thinking that ring lasts. The only time you can keep a person if that person want to stay. If that person are not here to stay, it does not matter if you put that chain in his neck like you do that with the pit bull, to keep him behaving. It does not work. So it have to be that solid foundation, like he's growing here. I think I'm talking too much. I understood. But
Oh no, you
what?
fine. You fine.
My,
that's my opinion.
Mom,
I
my
have a
neck
lot
is
of
hurting. My
opinion.
neck is hurting.
Uh,
What are you talking about? Be quiet, man. Hey, my
I
neck
can't.
is hurting. You're doing that woman stuff, y'all. See what I'm saying? Hey, listen.
Hey,
Tanya
hey.
said, my brother at Stone Paxton Music and Life, you are okay and content in being single. I'm not single. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not content. I wouldn't be content in being single. Reason why is for the times that I was single, I wasn't really happy but yet not having a relationship didn't necessarily make me happy. What made me happy was me being happy with myself. So that's the happiness comes within. So can't no relationship
Absolutely.
make you happy. You can't not being single doesn't necessarily make you happy, and being in a relationship won't necessarily make you happy. So no, I wouldn't necessarily be content being single. What makes me happy, to be honest, is the fact that I can share my stories through music. Sharon said, I am so happy to hear the conversation today because how we feel matters. Absolutely. Latanya also said, actually, you learn each other when you get married. It is not good to date a long time and not be married. I don't agree with that, but I'll let the
Mhm.
ladies, their opinion on that. As a man, I'm gonna tell you, I don't agree with that. I think you really should learn each other and not jump into a marriage and then bam, you just got to deal with all this shit. And some men can't take overload and some women can't take
Right,
overload, you
right.
know. So what's your thoughts on that, Auntie Mickey?
Well, actually, it does take a long time to get to know someone because you're going to go through things that may separate you from that person for some time. And I can only speak from my own experience. That 10 years that me and my husband were not married, I left him twice,
Wow.
moved out. First time I was single, didn't have no kids, moved down to the Bay Area. Second time, we went through our little deal and took my kids and left again and moved to the Bay Area. Now, in those times, months went by. We were not always together during that 10 years, but those things needed to happen because, like I said earlier, you don't miss your water until the well
No run,
runs
dry.
dry.
Come on
And
now.
it took me to leave that second time, this time with his kids. And I mean, when I left, I left. Nobody knew where I was. Nobody had contact with me for a good 4 months. So
Wow.
by the time we came back in contact with each other again, yeah, I told him, I
Baby,
said,
baby,
I'll
please,
come
baby, baby,
back.
please, baby, come on, baby, I'll cook you. Oh, baby, 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 come on, baby.
Now I'm gonna tell you what happened. He got a hold of my sister. My sister got a hold of me somehow. She made a three-way call and put him on the call. And I told him, I said, look, if you want me to come home, you have to marry me. What happened?
Yeah. With this ring.
What happened?
I let be
You
quiet.
feel this, Auntie Mickey?
And we
And,
still
and we
together.
still
Yay!
together.
Happy
Listen,
many more years to
um,
go.
Nessa said, Cece, hey, love you guys. Great topic. Nessa said, very interesting. You have to find someone who is on the same page. Nessa, my thoughts are that's true, but you also have to have somebody that's willing to be honest from the beginning.
Right.
Melody Dyer said, absolutely. It all comes in stages. Don't rush. Don't even think about the bedroom stuff, as that part may never come to pass. Now, I've been in relationships where we've never had sex at all. I've been in relationships where I've dated people we've never had sex, and the relationship didn't even last. It was
That's
never even
platonic
about.
relationship and
It
you don't
wasn't
have
even about
sex.
sex. What?
That's platonic relationship.
It doesn't matter. I was. What's up, young man?
Hey.
I've been in relationships. I'm making a point. There's some people's relationships where they're going to be in relationships and they might not have sex, and it still might not work. Because once again, it starts with the mechanism. It's about telling the truth about who you are. And by the way, that does not include telling about your last relationship, because you never want to start a relationship off saying, well, you know what, she was mad at me, and every time I look up, she was saying it, she's doing it. Because soon as you tell them all that, it seems as if that relationship patterns after that last freaking
Absolutely.
relationship. Is crazy.
Absolutely. That is so true.
Business said we have to create an environment where we feel open to be honest. Absolutely. Yes, we do. Yeah, that's the real key, because that is the true mechanism. If you don't put oil in an engine, you guys, what happens? That
Falls
shit
apart.
is not gonna run. You're gonna blow a block, and you
Hmm.
have coolant in the engine, and then the car is a wrap.
Yep.
Look at your relationship like that. It's a
Yep.
mechanism. In order for a car to run, it has to run off of certain mechanisms, which is oil, which is coolant, right? Gas. And when you take those things out, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't run. How does a relationship last? You have to have that mechanism of honesty. And sometimes it's hard to tell the real truths. But guess what? Man or woman, a person is either going to respect you when you are honest with them from the beginning, or guess what? When you talk about leaving them, you don't have to worry about leaving them. God will say, well, you were honest. I sent them on their way.
Hello.
So there's no throwing them away or leaving them. They will leave. They will take themselves out the equation because you're being honest, and maybe they don't want to share that honesty because they want to continue to lie. That's why that mechanism has to start with the honesty in the beginning, or the relationship has no foundation to run off of. It'll just be some hidden lies until you find out the truth later.
Can I add one thing?
Absolutely, Auntie Mickey.
I also think it's very important when you enter a relationship, not necessarily immediately, but get to know that person's family background. That's very important. And again, I can only refer to my own experience, but I got to know what my husband grew up in, what kind of a family history he had, and his mother and father, his siblings. Come to find out that his father was very abusive. His
Wow.
father was a boxer. Um, those things are important to understand, because if you get into a relationship with someone that has been through hell or high water as kids, that's going to manifest as adults if it's not checked. So if you get an understanding of where that person that you're interested in comes from, get to know his family, get to know his mama, get to know his daddy, get to know the kids, and just establish some kind of an understanding of what their upbringing was, then you don't have to address those issues with that individual unless you choose to. That's a choice that you make. If you see that this man or this woman is starting to manifest some of the same things that you saw in their past, whatever they may have shared. In the case of my husband and his father was very abusive to him and his ex-wife.
Wow.
So, with that said, if I would have seen that same characteristic in my husband, we wouldn't have had this relationship, because I'm not going to tolerate that.
I'm going outside.
Okay, babe. I wouldn't have tolerated that. But this is not the kind of man he became, because he saw in his father what not to be. That was the blessing in it all. But there's people out there that literally carry on the sins of their father or the sins of their mother, and they bring it into a new relationship. So it's very important to really take a look at the background of your potential mate. Very important.
Well,
Auntie
I like
Mickey.
to add to
Oh, go
that,
ahead. Yes.
Auntie. That's really good to hear that. The reason I said that, don't rush into marrying. If you find a true, because in it's different in every individual depending on who you're running to. If you are blessed and predecessor, um, a partner for life from God, sent direct to you, and you found in love the minute you found him, and then you get married the next day or the next month, what have you. Good for you, congratulations. But most of the time, the relationship does not end up like that. It started with like a romancing, like peach and milk and creams, like beautiful, all that you want to hear to lure you into his, into his into his space. And
Mm-hmm.
then once you know that he got you, hooked you on, and then you start to see thing. Because when you in love, they said that you're blind because you're in love, because your heart's like pull out the love. So I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking on my own behalf. Okay, I
Mhm.
don't speak about
Yeah.
anybody else.
Yeah. That's what
Right.
we're here for.
So when that peach and cream or the honeymoon phase is faded, because you move in, you know that he got you, you got him, because you join now, you lay down, you have the wonderful relationship, you think you got the control of it, so you never think that he ever gonna go do something else somewhere else with someone else. So on that transition time where you learn to live together, and then a little thing come out that you don't like, a little pet peeve, he smoke, he drink, or he snore, or he sleep, you're kicking, or he in the bathroom too long, he pooped too much, and then you start seeing the little pet peeve that bothers you, and then when you make complaint, oh, you marry me, well, you marry into it, stuff like that, and then you feel
Yeah.
like, dang, did I marry? I marry him? I didn't marry that. That I don't marry. I marry the man that I love. I don't marry the extra poop that he put. So then you started to feel a little intensive, where you think that, man, where's that
Chef
man that
Banner
I
funny.
met him? He sent flower and roses. Now I'm marrying him. He didn't send me nothing. He doesn't remember the anniversary, the birthday, the whatever day it is. He does not remember. And now he's like, did he love me? And then you started building this mechanism of negative feeling, negative thought about each event that he built. And he does the same thing, when you started sleeping apart. Now you don't have the fancy lingerie on, you're the most ugliest sweatshirt to bed, and that boob that hanging that used to be like clumping and pushing up like this, that captures attention, is no longer there, and the kid is sucking on it now, it's really drooping. So I'm speaking the truth, aunties. You can laugh
Hey,
at
Auntie
me.
Mickey.
Speaking the
Hey,
truth.
Chef Banner, a little comedian sometimes.
Hey, I'm sorry for that. But it's the truth, though. When you first met, she was gorgeous. Like everything is intact. It's like, round. And now with the kids, and now that down slope, the gravity got a hold of it. So then you
Land,
no longer look at him. Wow, what happened to you? What happened to that? That good D. So then he start looking somewhere else.
land
He's
the plane,
like,
Chef Banner, land the plane.
and then all of a sudden he saw that and you look at her, and then he start going home. He built all this fantasy. Well, how come she's
Oh,
not
my
like
stomach
first
hurts.
more? She does not take care of herself no more. That boo boo is now down here with the kid, hanging on each side. If you have triplet, then it's loving, but you have twin, but then so that come in aging, that come in the old relationship, that you no longer fight up the heat. So
Right.
what I learned about the new relationship is that keep it up. The day you met him, you're looking gorgeous. The day you marry him, you continue to looking gorgeous. Just what's wrong with getting up in the morning, brush your teeth, and put on a little color on your face? What's wrong with it? Do that. So that he does not gaze his eye on someone else, have the fake lashes and that red lip, because that's what he desired. Because he didn't
You,
desire the
you,
farm girl
you
to
say
go
he
marry.
want you say he want the fake make all the makeup and stuff, Chef Banner.
No, I mean that flutter,
The eyelashes, the long
I was born
eyelashes.
with fortunate. I was born with long lashes. I just did a little refining. I'm
Oh
good.
my
So what
God.
I'm saying, that ladies, how you attract men at the first time is that your gorgeous look, that you take care of your skin, wear a little makeup. You don't have to be you don't have to be super gorgeous. Just take care of yourself. Just
Yeah,
where you push up.
So
Don't
Miss
let
Nessa
you
said this,
look
Chef Banner.
down.
Miss
Nothing.
Nessa said
Not,
we have to be realistic with people is what you can tolerate. Nobody is perfect. So she
no
complimented
one's
your
that's
perfect.
right.
words.
I'm not perfect. That's why I'm
No,
speaking
no,
for
she
myself.
complimented your words and what you were
Oh,
saying.
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Oh,
lady, my thing is that we take care of ourselves, okay? Because men like
Hey, Dolores, yes, Chef Banner on the road. You can't get her started.
she is
You can't
on
trust
one.
me. You
She
can't
is
get
oh,
on
once
one.
she
I
gets
got
started.
on someone on cooking show today, right? He or she was saying that, is that another poop on the fish? And I don't know poop on the fish mean. I
Those are
went on
probably
him
little
for
kids. Those are probably little kids coming in your life. Trust me.
so
That
I
wasn't
went on
adult.
him and have to
Yeah.
went on the grandkid, have to went on my grandma. So I have that little bit hangover. Let me get it out. So I'm trying to say that, ladies, gentlemen, look your best. Okay. Do not let go of your look because you got a man, got a woman. Do
That's
not,
right.
if you see 10 pound in you, get it off. Do
Or
not
at
let
least
it hang on
try.
to you.
At least try.
Get it off. Do not linger. Do not think, oh, well, New Year, I'll do it. Oh, Thanksgiving, I'll do it. Don't. Start doing it now where you can alternate other, where you can modify other behavior. Those
Okay, Chef
are the
Banner, give me
behaviors.
1 second. So what she's saying also, I want you to understand what Chef Banner is saying is part of the mechanism. This is also part of the mechanism. Health, taking care of yourself is part of that mechanism. Go ahead, Chef Banner.
So then, because men, they, what do you call it, the visual. So they like to see. TV show. Though they try to say, "Oh no, it's okay, babe. You look cool. Your boob's fine. Your butt is fine. All that's fine." No, it's not fine. He said that because he don't want to hurt your feelings. But you got to know that men like pretty women, regardless of situation.
Cambodian Mystique said, "What happened to the good old days when your awesome parents were married for so many years?" Yes, and you know what? And that's what we got to get back to, you guys. We
Yeah,
really do.
I agree with I agree with Mystique.
You
So
know, we
that's
have
all,
to get
lady.
back to that. You
So take
know,
care of yourself. The fundamental is that you can love a man. You can also love yourself more. Once you love yourself, you take care of yourself. Don't let things go because you're in a relationship. Because you let yourself go, then everything else would follow you. Okay, because that down slope will go because you're having kids, you start working, you don't have time to take care of yourself. But if you have time to do other things, you have time to take care of yourself, make yourself look pretty, get up in the morning, brush your teeth, take care of those, do little thing that to make you look good. Like you first day met him, he didn't meet you from the farm. You want a farm girl, he would go find a lady who do the dairy, and then he won't worry about her makeup, but he
go
still
ahead,
looking
Chef
at
Dana.
someone else's
Come on,
makeup.
girl.
Oh, baby girl.
I've been
Preach.
around too long to
Wait,
not to
where's my rag?
That's
recognize
that
what men
Cambodian
like
gangster,
and don't
Auntie
like.
Mickey.
The
That's
men
that
say, "Oh,
Cambodian.
baby,
That's that
no worry,
Cambodian.
you look just fine." No, it's not. He's lying.
Preach. Preach, baby
Exactly.
girl.
Yeah, give me the Bible. It's not fine.
Hey,
He's
don't get
looking
it
somewhere
twisted. Let me
else.
say to all the ladies in here, Cambodian women don't play. They like sisters
Okay.
now. So let
I've
me
been there
let
and
me
done
be
that.
honest with y'all now. Cambodians boys, they don't
I'm just
play.
being
They get
frank.
started. They get
I'm
started.
just being frank, lady. Don't believe when the man says, "Oh, you look fine, baby. That looks fine. Your butt looks fine. Your boob look." It's not.
Don't
Because you
believe the
don't want to
hype.
say the truth, that hurt your feelings. So you know that you take care of yourself. That's the
All
Oh,
seriousness set aside, not to cut you off, Chef Bennett. The
go ahead.
truth.
I'm done.
This is a weekly show about relationships. We're doing this
mhm.
every week, but understand our men and our women. They said, "Go ahead, Chef Bennett."
Preach.
Boss
Preach.
lady, what's happening? Men and women, understand this. There is no perfect answer to a perfect relationship. So I want you to get that out of your mind. So those of you that are walking around with this idea that there's a perfect relationship, there isn't. As soon as you understand that, then you're able to actually have a relationship because you're not trying to have a perfect relationship. There's a mechanism, which if you read the post, if you look at the flyer on the thumbnail, it says the mechanism, relationships, the controversy. And why is it a controversy? Because we keep pointing fingers at each other. That
Right.
makes it controversial because I want to be right. You want to be right. I want to be right. You want to be right. And that's where the controversy happens. There is no perfect relationship. I don't care if you're the Pope or you're the president. I don't care who you're, a Buddhist monk, Episcopal, Pentecostal, doesn't matter. There is no such thing as a perfect relationship. And the sooner we really start to understand this, the better we can then approach a relationship in a reality way and know that we don't have to lie. If you got 4 women, men, you're probably gonna have to start learning how to be honest. I got 4 women. You might not have a fifth one. If you are still married when you meet a woman, you might want to be honest and say that. This also applies for women. If you're a player woman and you got a whole bunch of men, you might want to try telling the dude, "Hey, I'm a player." Shit, I got 4 or 5 men already. Because then it gives a person an opportunity to say, "Well, I'm not gonna fuck with you." Or
Right.
you know what? Since you were honest, let's try to figure this shit out. If that's what they choose to do, it starts in the beginning of that mechanism, which then creates. There's always, this is the rule of everything in life. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Mhm.
Always remember that the beginning, the middle, and the end. Nobody ever thinks about this shit. Nobody ever thinks about. I spent time trying to figure out why my relationships didn't work out. And the truth is, and I'm not acting as I'm perfect because I wasn't perfect and that person wasn't perfect. But I will tell you one thing. I was never a jealous guy. I didn't control where my wife went when she come and go. And my problem was I gave my relationship too much freedom. I already knew what mechanism I had destroyed. I gave too much freedom. I allowed too many weird things to happen in my relationship that I shouldn't have allowed.
Right.
That
Right.
was on me.
Mhm.
I allowed that mechanism to happen when I knew that it was probably not going to work. But me trying to be a good dude, I thought that was going to help her stay. And it didn't. It made it worse where I had to let her go. I had no choice. So
Right.
I've learned from that. Now I understand certain mechanisms, certain signs. If a person's acting a certain way in a relationship in the beginning, I address it from the start. I notice you get upset real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that? Why did that get you upset?
Yeah.
Please don't bring your negative energy from your past into the present. Please. I want us to have peace. See, sometimes a simple conversation can cause ease and it will cause that mechanism to correct itself. But you got to catch it in
Understanding.
the beginning.
Yep. Nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud. Sometimes that's hard to do, but you still got to do it. You got to do it.
Sometimes, Auntie Mickey, and you're right. Sometimes it's very hard to do. Cheryl said, determine what you're willing to uh,
Concede.
concede. And exactly. Business said exactly. Great job. Great subject. Damn. I don't know why I have a hard time seeing this. I got to blow it up big. Cambodia Mystique said loyalty, trust, honest communication, compromise, respect. Dolores Draper says, Stone, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you. There is a perfect relationship, and that is when you are single. That's still not a perfect relationship. So I disagree with you, Dolores, and we can agree to disagree. It wasn't meant for men and women to be alone, or God wouldn't have taken from Adam's rib and made Eve. So
That's
no, it
right.
wasn't meant for us to be single. I
Mm-hmm.
disagree, my Dolores. You're gonna always be my friend and my neighbor next door, but I
Mm-hmm.
disagree because it wasn't meant for men and women to be alone. I'll tell you why. You know how many people in their 70s I met that were single, like that man I talked about that had HIV, and he was talking about how he was a player and he wished he had done things right and he had a wife and a family. Let
Yep.
me tell you something. Minus that, I've met older women and older men that the conversation they have with me is always, I wish I had a wife. I wish I had got married. I have nobody here with me. See, what did I say a minute ago? We got the beginning, the middle, and the end.
And the end.
Okay, so the end ends up like this here. There is no woman or man on this earth that wants to leave this earth alone. I don't care
Alone.
what you say. So I have to disagree because none of us want to leave this earth. Nobody wants to sit in a convalescent center looking out the window knowing there ain't no fucking body there for you. So no, that would have to be a absolute no. I disagree because none of us want to be alone. That's the real truth. We can say what we want to say, but when we look in that mirror, we walk around our nice house and we got money in the bank. First thing we say is, I'm lonely. I have
No
no,
one to
then
share
we,
it
and this
with.
is what we do, Auntie Mickey and Chef Dana and you guys, we start picking up the phone, trying to figure out who to call. Because we ain't
Yep.
got nobody. Who can I call? Who can I tell what I'm going through right now? Who can I talk to right? I want to talk about something. We ain't even got nobody to call. This is
Yeah.
the real, I've done it. This, and as many people that know me, there's been nights through the years when I was single where I had nobody to call. I didn't know who to call because I was like, I don't even have nobody to call. And you
Yeah.
would think opposite because I'm stoned. No, we all need somebody. Business
Mm-hmm.
to say we are meant. Yes, we are meant and designed to be with people. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Don't
Yeah.
do yourself like that, ladies. You're not meant to be alone. That's a lie.
Right. Right.
Please don't do that to yourself.
And the
Just
saddest thing is to go out of this
alone, Auntie
world
Mickey.
alone.
I've seen it so
I
many
watched
times, Auntie Mickey.
my father went out alone, and it was so sad. It was so sad. But that was his own doing,
I
you
love
know.
you too, Dolores. That's what we're here for. We all love you, and we just want everyone to know that these are conversations are important. We might not have a person to pick up the phone to talk to, but guess what? You can get on Stones Live every day and talk to all of us.
Hmm.
We've become your extended family. We're here. You can talk to us every day. You're not alone.
This
That's
is
what
our
we're here
support
for.
groups. This is our support groups.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shrine said the
Yeah.
best part of loving is knowing no one can put a wedge of doubt between us and that high you get. Absolutely. It's
That's
beautiful.
right.
Birmingham, Alabama. Mama Sean, hi, welcome. Listen, it is absolutely beautiful, you guys. Listen, the beautiful part about it is when we can cry on each other's shoulders and say we love each other and we have an answer to help each other heal, even if it'll be all right.
Yep. Yep.
It'll be all right. It's gonna be all right. That alone is a hug when there's tears in your spirit.
Right.
Lady of Elegance said, one thing a man must understand in order to be head of my household, that man must have a job. Now we talking. Now, come
There
on
you
now.
go. There
Lady
you
of
go.
Elegance, ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's
There's nothing
supposed
wrong with
to.
that.
He's supposed to be the provider. He has to be the provider,
Tessie
and
said, this is a community on a mission. Tessie, show you right. You are absolutely correct. Linda White said, good afternoon, Stone. Hi, sweetie. I'm so glad to see you on this fine day. It has been one heck of a month. I'm not alone. I'm here with you. There we go. Come on now. Preach it, Linda. We got to give you the towel on that one. We're going to give you the towel on that one, Linda. Come on, preach it. That's what we talking about. Damaged Kisses. Damaged Kisses said, we can love and care for ourselves, but we are not perfect being either. Even alone, we are human meant to grow, evolve, never stop learning. You can learn something up to the day you die. Amen. We just don't want to die alone. I don't care if
that's
you
right.
got a best friend. I've seen too many people die not even having friends. See, usually people that don't have relationships, Auntie Mickey, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Chef Banner, and the rest of the ladies on there, people that have died alone, they usually don't even have friends around.
That's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. I saw my father go through it. Not one friend. Not one. Not one. It was sad. It was very sad.
It
But
is
it's just
sad to die alone, you guys. I don't want to see it anymore. I've seen it too much in my life, and I don't want to see it. And I think about that with myself. It's easy to be in the entertainment industry and all the luxuries that come to this business and being around all the people that I'm around. It's easy for a man to go, you know what? I'm just going to be single, man. I'm just going to be single, and I'm going to just do that single thing. That way I can dip and touch everything. But believe it or not, that's not cool. And that's a lonely place to be. And I agreed to myself that I was not going to be on that mission ever as long as I'm in this business.
right. Right.
Damage Kisses said, in panel, you all are making good points, she said. She said, you
Thank
and
you,
Chef Ben
Damage
are both
Kisses.
making great points. Miss Nessa said, very sad, not for good human beings. No, we shouldn't be alone. But let's figure it out. Every week, we're going to get closer, you guys, to the answer as to what we can do to keep our relationships growing in a positive direction. This is not about tearing down men or women. There was somebody made a statement about me on another channel. Tessie said, a little taste does not equal an entire meal. Absolutely,
I like
Tessie.
that.
Somebody said about me on another channel, and yeah, it's probably going to be hard for you guys to believe. I think they were trying to paint a narrative about me. And it's funny because this particular content creator might and probably should get to know me better because they don't know me. They said Stone Paxton doesn't like women. And I was appalled that that person actually said that I don't like women and I tear women down. They actually said me and Meech tear women down. And it kind of bothered me because I was raised by women. And surely my channel is not about tearing anyone down. My channel is 100% about uplifting. So we're going to uplift that young lady, which, by the way, I spoke on her yesterday, and she still went live and spoke negative about me. So instead of me attacking her like I would usually do the tits for tats, we're just going to send prayers for her. And karma is going to take care of her. That's
That's
how we're going to
right.
operate with that,
That's
because I'm
right.
not going to go back and forth with somebody that's not on my level. Cheryl said, many of us will die alone. That's just the truth. And the longer we live, the more that reality tends to multiply. Cheryl, dying alone is truly a choice. I've witnessed it way too many times. But I understand what you're saying, because we're in the age of people being so picky for who they want to be with, or they'll get fucked over in relationships where now, earlier, there was a young lady on here says she doesn't trust. I can't remember who that was. She said she doesn't trust men. So, and a lot of African-American women are very big on that too, by the way, and more in our community than anything. They don't trust men. They'll get hurt. And then they say, I'm cool. I don't trust men. Now, I will share something with you that I've seen, and hopefully, Chef Banna can reiterate on this subject, because I've watched this in the Cambodian community, and I'm going to tell you what I watched. I was been privy to be around the Cambodian community, right? I've seen these women go through a lot of shit with men, right? Dolores, I'm going to read this before I hand it over to Chef Banna. I've seen them go, Auntie Mickey, go through tons of shit with men, Cambodian women, with their own men, not even black men or white men, with their own men. I've seen their men have 3 and 4 women And I've seen these women stay. I've witnessed this with my own eyes. And I've asked Shabana and I've asked my other Cambodian friends, damn, like, but if you know the Cambodian community, and Shabana will tell you, it's common in their community and they've learned to cope with it and deal with it. But
Yeah,
here's the crazy part. That man will have that one woman that in the end he will stay with, and he gonna get rid of all the other women's. And I'm
that's
not making
right.
this up. I witnessed it with my own eyes. Shabana can speak on this subject because I've had conversations with her asking questions like, damn, that's crazy. Now, before I hand this over to you, Shabana, I want to read what Damaged Kisses says. She said, I always miss these people talking smack. Yeah, Damaged Kisses, trust me, they be talking. I don't even know why they talk about me. I don't
Man,
bother nobody.
they ain't got nothing better to do.
Nothing better to do. Dolores Draper said, my mom was 76 years old. She passed 2 years ago. Her husband passed in 2006. My mom had friends she could talk to. She also had children. She also had her grandchildren. So she wasn't, man, God bless your mom. Bless her heart. Bless her spirit, her legacy. Shrine said, I nursed my brother and mother till they passed. Oh, I would not have had it any other way. Spoiled my mom right to the end. God bless your heart, Shrine. God bless your heart. Ty said that can go both ways. Absolutely, Ty. Ms. Nessa said we have to heal as individuals before we invite someone in our lives. I do agree. Damaged Kisses said, Lady of Elegance, I think it was impressed, not trusting men and not wanting to trust anyone, period. Sorry if I'm mistaken. Yes, yes, somebody said they don't trust men. Trina said, Stone, sorry, I'm late in the office. No, Trina, just welcome. We're glad to have you here. So, as I was saying a minute ago, I've watched the Cambodian community has taught me a lot as a man. It's a teaching point for me because I've sat back and watched these relationships where these men will be married to a woman and it's common in the Cambodian community. If there's any Cambodians that come across this video, you're welcome to comment because I'm only telling you what I saw and I'm privy to be around. But I've seen these men married to a woman and they'll have a whole bunch of other women. And then in the end, they're going to choose one of those main women because they're going to correct it towards the end and they're going to end up being with only one woman.
That's right.
And typically it's not the woman that they told that they loved and they were going to be with. And I watch this on a regular basis. But the difference between the Cambodian community and the African American is the Cambodian women don't go around saying, well, you know what? I ain't taking no shit. They deal with it and they learn to, and I'm not saying it's right, but I've noticed they've learned to cope with it within their community with their own men. Chef Vanna, if you don't mind taking it.
Yes, I do, because I grew up in both cultures, in Thai and Cambodian cultures. I also exposure to Vietnamese and the Laos and the Hmong, the Mien communities. So all these communities that believe in plural marriage. So plural marriage is constituted in the nation. So men are allowed to have more than one wife. In fact, in an upper class upper class family where incest marriage is uh, also happening, but the poor marriage come in terms of men who able to, he's in upper class, upscale class where he can afford more than one wife. He'd be able to take care of more than one wife, or that he have higher social status where he allowed to have more than one wife. So, but he will have the Papundam is his main wife. So in order to marry another wife, his Papundam have to agree to him having another wife, and then she would take the role of the sisterhood. It would come camaraderie kind of relationship. And then if he find another woman that he attracted to, then he have to ask permission from the first wife, the second wife will be Papundam. Okay. And then and in Vietnamese they call Basa Nhỏ, Basa Leung, is the big wife, the small wife. So that also also occur in
Back
Thailand.
up a little bit because I want Auntie Mickey to hear this. So, Auntie Mickey, go back just a little bit when you were talking about the senior. In order to have another wife, he has to ask the senior wife.
Yes, the senior wife have to prove to call Bapun Chong. So Bapun Chong is a lady who come in to marry or take a relationship someone else is already married. So she's known as Bapun Chong, which is the lady on the other end. So Bapun Dam would be like a tongue of the tree. So she would be like the the main trunk of the tree. So Puponjong would be like the branch of the woman
Right.
that coming in into relationship. So it have the culture that I'm exposed to are the Cambodian that practice Puromir, Thai, Laos, Hmong, Mien. In the Hmong culture is even interesting. We can go through that another time. But if you notice that the current Thai king, the king, the 10, he has multiple wife. He has he had the queen, a consort that he would go out in the community, go out in the like a social gathering. She would be the queen of him. But then he has the consort. He has the what we call it, helm. So to me, I understood because I'm Christian, so I study about King of Solomon. So, King of Solomon had 15 wives, well, 15,000 wives. So
Yep.
how did a man go through each day for
Damn.
like a little concubine? I mean,
He
I
had
don't
mate.
know. I'm like, I'm
Hmm.
glad I wasn't
Wow,
born in
damn.
that era. I would like burn the kingdom of King Solomon. Shoot, he ain't gonna treat me like that. So I'll be the one that get hanged first. I'm like, no, sir. I'll be the first one. I'll be the mother of all your consort. No,
Oh my
I either be
goodness.
the first queen or the mother of the queen. I'm not gonna be like
Yeah.
concubines. No, I can't do the concubine. So
Right.
if you see the Thai king, he had his queen, he had his concubine, he had the second wife, third wife, fourth wife. But his dad, Rama the Nine, he only had one queen,
Uh,
and he was loving to her. He spent all the energy taking care of his people. But this king here, he spent all the energy romancing. So that's a different uh venues. But then the Khmer men, for example, I speak for my Khmer men. Okay, I in my first marriage, I was married to this nice person, started all that peachy milky and all that, and then later on I found out that he already had another wife somewhere else. So now that I'm become the second wife of his first wife. So
mm,
talking about the marriage, the poor marriage, I'm in it too. I didn't find out until years later. I discovered the picture of a child in his suitcase, his work suitcase, and this um, 8 by 10 picture of beautiful child. I said, "Oh, bong, the beautiful child. Who is it? He's my nephew." And later on, I found out was his kid. So then
Wow.
later on, I found out about her. And then I said, "What? What's going on here?" "Oh no, I left her a long time ago, but I feel sorry for her, so I brought her back into my life." So
mm,
okay, so what am I gonna be then? "Well, you're gonna be the second wife." I said, "What?" So we went through so much. I mean, I was young. I was
confusion.
21, 22. Just got out from high school. Just started working and started in the relationship. I was so overhealed and loved this man to death. And then when I found out all that, it was like half of me was dead. I spent no
Yeah.
much time. I had about 10 of my journal book. I wrote about all the emotion that I went through. But then I still love the man. I still love the man. I conform. I accept the facts that I was the second lady to come into his life. So I make amends. I become camaraderie, make friend with the woman. She was a couple years older than I am, so we call each other sisters. So he lived with me, mainly with me, because he chose to live with me. So he would go to her on the visit, on vacation, and sometimes all of us
Damn,
would go
excuse is
into a
funny.
big van and visit her, spend a night or two with her or a day or two with her, and mainly he's with me. So I experienced that until he was not enough. It's time having me and her. He went and got someone else. So he become the third wife. I'm like, wait a minute, what's wrong? What's going on here? I said, where am
No.
I in my place? Why you in the second place? You are the sandwich. You're in the middle. So her the first and me in the second, and then someone else. So this is like, okay, this is
Yeah.
not gonna work for me. That I tolerate all this, and then my love kind of died a little bit. All that emotion I have to go through, that feelings of desolation, of being deserted, of being abused. And he started abusing me because I started to question why am I,
Right.
why are you keep seeking relationship, why keeping bringing a new woman, not just her. Then he got some more women everywhere he go. He gotten to make a babies, and then I start questioning why. And then he started getting mean with me. This is where the physical contact coming in. He wanted to
Mm,
control. He wanted to keep me as his second wife. I have the first wife, me, and then someone else in the line. It was like, so this is
mm.
where I said I cannot change the man, so I changed me. So I left. I took with me 3 kids.
There you go.
take responsibility. He left the country for a while and then he came back. He never paid child support, never support me, never see the kid until the kid moved out of home and to search for him. So he's still with me. He still owe me child support. Oh yeah, and then I visited him. He was drinking, still invited me to his home, and he was speaking Vietnamese. He said, "Oh, bà sai nhỏ." He said, "Oh, the second one." I looked around and said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "Hong bà sai nhỏ đâu." I said, "No, I'm not your second wife, sir. I am your former wife." Put that in a definition.
Oh, wait a minute. Was that at the barbecue in Philly, right?
Yes.
That was the barbecue. I remember that. Yeah.
I told you about that.
Yeah, you told me.
He was like laughing and smiling. He was talking in Vietnamese. I speak some Vietnamese. I turned around and said, "Excuse me, your junior wife?" No, sir. Make that correction in Vietnamese. That not junior wife. I'm your ex-wife. I left you a long time ago, loser. You still
Hey. Damaged Kisses said, "Yeah, I'm not down with the sister wives bullshit." Hey, Damaged Kisses. Listen, that's why I was here laughing, because Damaged Kisses had me rolling.
Me too. That's what I was looking at too.
Because it's the cultural thing. Believe me or not, I cry so much. Is that I was like only 108 pounds because I can't deal with the emotion. I can't deal with the fact that I'm sharing this asshole with another woman. So then, the relationship started apart, because then I said, "Oh, you go sleep with her. I don't want to sleep with you." So then the bed started to spread long, because he'd be on that side.
The bed turned from a Western name to an Eastern king.
So then he noticed that, hey, you're not loving, caring me as much anymore. So you changed. That, well, you changed. I changed too, And then and then the thing about having kids is that he wants a baby boy, and I keep having baby girls. So no, fourth kid. So the fourth boy, the fourth child became a boy. So I left him and said, "You know what? You got your son, so I'm taking him from you." So I left him.
Hey, Tammy said, "I'm a Pisces and very spiritual. I can't tolerate liars."
Yeah.
Hold on. I can't tolerate liars. If they cheat, I will feel the spirit of whom he was cheating with. Listen, I am also a Pisces. And listen, I've always nailed it on the money, Tammy. I've always nailed it every single time. I have dreams. They come true. Every single one of my relationships, I've known shit before it happened, and they wonder how I know. And I contribute that to being a Pisces, but even
no,
deeper,
you don't have to be a Pisces.
Hold on. Let me speak for me. I contribute that to being a Pisces, and I also chant and I meditate anywhere from 2 to 7 times a day, mostly about 5. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying, Shabana. But yes, being a Pisces is different. Once you're a Pisces, you'll know. I can't explain it unless you are.
You don't have to be a Pisces to have that pang of
I understand that.
Of hurt.
Pisces just got that extra shit.
I'm not Pisces. My feeling
Pisces got that extra stuff. If you understand zodiac signs, you know the Pisces.
Yes, I know.
They got it. Trust me.
But one thing is for sure. Women have that intuition.
Yeah, well, see, you guys are born with the woman intuition shit. So y'all like Pisces a little bit too, though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what mine are. I might be Scorpio, so I don't know. But I just learned to take a lot of pain, to swallow the pride, so that I can have a family. All I wanted was to have a family, and to be forgiven, even to be the second wife of the man who had nothing to his name. Just want to be loved, just be accepted. I just want a family. I cannot even get that.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, let me move from a Jack to, what are those two crazy people, Jack and
Jill?
No.
I don't know.
So anyway, I couldn't think of it, but anyway, so I make the change for myself. I got all my friends from police department to help me, got him out of my life, serve him, summon him to court. He didn't show up, so I got the full custody of the kids and child support order. He left the country. He never come back, so I end up raising the kid on my own. So because I'm on public assistance, so I can't get child support. So then I have to get 2 jobs now with his kid. And then along other lines, I found someone else that said, so then same thing happened. So this one, this one right here, after 2 kids, 13 years, I sent him to Cambodia. You belong there. I belong here. We no longer belong in the same world. You want to box a woman, you want to abuse the woman, go to the Khmer Rouge.
Ty
Value
says,
happiness.
Ty says, in biblical times, like in the days of Solomon, it was part of the culture for righteous men
I know
to
some
have
of the
multiple
cultures
wives. So
most
yes,
men
and
might
we
relate
definitely
to.
know that too. Thank you, Ty, for
That's the
sharing that.
Old
For the
Testament.
people that don't know,
Yeah, but I think some of these men related to King Solomon. That's why he
First
get
Lady, no, they're just speaking.
wife.
We have men and women on here, so we can speak the truth. That's what this is about. Nobody's perfect. We're sharing knowledge.
Yeah.
First Lady, Kendall Sparkles said, "My Stony Maroney and baby Mickey Boo." Thank you,
Baby
First
Mickey
Lady.
Boo.
Appreciate you. Listen, you guys.
That's
This
so funny.
conversation is called relationships, the mechanism. Okay, and because the mechanism that we create is what will cause a relationship to either last or not. Just please understand that. This is why it's called the mechanism. We're going to do this every week. Typically, we'll do it every Thursday, but today we did it Friday because yesterday I had to talk about a topic that I hadn't spoken about. And we will have a nice panel every time. Let me finish reading this before we close out. Ty said that wasn't out of lust, but tied to covenant and legacy law. Women were accepted this walk and submission to the laws of the righteous laid down in those times, and Solomon wasn't the only one. So Ty wanted to reiterate, and he wanted to kind of tighten that up a little bit. Linda White said, some of the ladies I have to say, some and ladies I have to go. Stone and ladies I have to go. I love you all. Hello, and chat mods. I didn't mean to ignore you earlier. Kisses and hugs. No problem at all. Listen, Stone Paxton Music and Life, you guys. We're doing this every week. Auntie Mickey will be on here with us when she's not busy, and if she's not busy. First of all, before I hang up, and before we go into happy people, let me give a big thank you to Boss Lady for the $49 I think it's a super chat. She said, I was married for 40 years, but it ended. And at this point in my life, I want to enjoy the simplicity of meeting my person of interest. I would enjoy holding hands and having an ice cream cone and just be yourself, love you for first, and then you can love another. Yes. You know what? I like that, Boss Lady, Miss J. Sometimes the simple things, you got to go back to the simplicity of building, and that's what it's about. Hey, Jess said, hey, queer. Hi, Auntie Mickey. Hey, Jess, thank you for stopping in. Jess, it's good to see you.
Stone.
Cora, peace. Pisces in the house. Yes, Cora. Go ahead, Auntie Mickey.
I got to jump off. I got to.
Okay, listen, you guys. Stone Paxton Music and Life, and we're gonna we're gonna do our out. We ain't going yet. We're gonna say Auntie Mickey's gone, but we're gonna do our exit. We always do it with happy people. I want y'all to get up in your rooms. If you in the car, shake your boot tight. Happy people, let's go. I'll catch you guys. I might go on tomorrow. I'm not sure. It's my weekend. I might just chill, but we'll see. If not, if I do go on tomorrow, it'll be 11:30 or 12:30. Let's happy people get up out your seats. Let's go. Oh, it would help if I attach the music. Oh, listen, hold on. Before we go, you guys, this album, if you are a member of the channel, you can get this album for shipping and handling. It's free. It comes with the membership. You just pay for shipping, or this one. You have a choice, or both. Also, exclusive Stone Paxton vinyl. This is rare. It's all rare. I got the Christopher Williams vinyl as well. We've already had a couple people order the vinyl. It's a rare Stone Paxton vinyl. Hit me up, inbox. CC, if you can put my email address on that, I'll tell you guys how you can order it. And we're going to go into happy people. I want you guys to get up. This song will raise your frequency. It will raise your frequency. It doesn't matter if you're mad at the world. This is a song for you, happy people. One of my singles. Yeah. Happy people. Let them feel. I can't believe this world around me. Hope y'all have a great weekend. I'm gonna come on tomorrow. It's not probably holler at you a little bit while I'm in the studio. I meditate to take my mind away.
pray for the world in hopes for better.
Tessie, yeah, you can't sit on happy people. You got to get up.
Oh, we are made by design. Yes, the world is now darker than light. That's right. We have one chance to make it alright. What is left is our future demise. They say happy people makes the world go round, 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 round. Happy people turn around to a smile. Happy people don't worry about a thing. Happy people take love and dominate. They say happy people makes the world go round, round, round. Happy people
All my happy people.
around to a smile. Happy people don't worry about a thing.
I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. I might do a little short live on my YouTube. Tomorrow in the studio. Holla at y'all, manana. Have a great day to all my happy people. All my happy people, y'all have a good day today, all right? Have a great weekend. I'll let you, manana.